is something I've always wanted to talk about, but I didn't just get the opportunity to talk about it. I didn't let rejection lead to self-rejection. Only if you've had a one-on-one conversation with me or you're really close to me that you would know this. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. If you're an oldie, thank you so much for coming back. My name is Nneka Ezanya and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. You're welcome to my space. You're welcome to my offloading zone. You're welcome. As you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about my first experience. Yeah, and right now I'm just chilled, relaxed. I'm ready to go offload gist. I'm ready to give you guys bass. So I said to kill two birds with one stone. I'll be doing my makeup and also gisting with you guys. If you've been an OG, you'd know that makeup has been my #1 love. My YouTube channel was bred from makeup, everything makeup. I started my YouTube channel because I wanted to share my knowledge concerning how I perfected my artistry, but because of will I say lifestyle changes? Yeah, I'll say change. Because of lifestyle changes and everything, I don't do it as much as I want to. But makeup still has like a huge place in my heart. I'll maybe show you guys like some changes I've made with my makeup routine. I know my recent subscribers followed me based on my vlog, the Canadian immigration videos I upload. You guys are welcome. My name is Nneka and I love makeup too. Okay, so let's start. First things first, I have to pin my hair. Yeah, I think this is good. This is actually my second attempt shooting this video, so just in case you see me looking down, I'm looking at my laptop because my laptop and my camera, they're both connected. So I just want to make sure that everything is really good and it's really clear, because my first attempt to shoot this video, it was so blurry, and you guys know, like, quality over quantity for me though. I always make sure that the quality of my videos are really like top notch. So just in case you see me looking down, that's why. Okay, then I'm going to talk to you guys about my first experience in Canada. So the first thing I'm going to be using this primer. This is the Too Faced Born This Way primer. Only if you're really close to me or you've had like a one-on-one conversation with me that you know my first experience in Canada wasn't the best of experiences. So now I'm going to be applying my foundation. This is the Fenty Beauty and Revlon foundation. I'm going to be mixing two of them together. So I'm going to be blending this out with the sponge. So as I was saying, like, immediately I got into the airport, the welcome I got from the guy that attended to me, I don't know what they call them though. Maybe I'll say, I'm just going to use the word officer to just address the person that attended to me. So you know those people that check your visa and everything, they always wear like uniforms. So I just feel like they should be called officers, I think. So like the officer that attended to me, he wasn't the nicest at all. I entered Toronto December 25th of 2018. On that day, even though it was the holidays, but for some weird reason, it was just so full and so packed. Because normally I know like on 25th or 1st, like the airports are kind of less busy than other days. On that day, it was so busy. So I waited on the queue for about like 2 hours before I got attended to. When it was finally my turn, because as you're entering, there's a queue of officers, like they're just lined up there and anyone can just go and meet anyone. So the one I went to meet, he wasn't the nicest at all. So maybe I went to meet him. He asked me some questions. He asked me like, what's my purpose of coming to Canada, my date of birth, like, you know, just general questions you know about yourself. And I think he asked me all those questions just for like verification purposes, just to know if I'm legit and whatever, right? And that was okay, that was fine by me. Like I didn't really mind him asking me all those questions. Of course I had to answer those questions. I knew that they were going to ask me questions, right? So I was prepared to, you know, answer questions and stuff. So that's what's one thing, like if you're coming in, they're going to be asking you some questions. And then he asked me for some of my documents. He asked me for my passport, obviously. He also asked me for my acceptance letter. So right now I'm going to be highlighting my face and I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Toffee. I normally use Fawn, but I don't have Fawn. My phone has finished, so I just use Toffee because they're almost like similar. It's just that Toffee is more on the colder side compared to Fawn. I was saying he took all my documents and he took a photocopy of it and he gave me back my original. But what I also did, I made sure I took like photocopies of my important documents just in case. In my case, I didn't need the photocopies, but just in case like they asked for it, always just have like photocopies on hand. So after like 10 minutes of like processing my whole documents and everything like that, he gave me back my original document. So immediately he gave me my study permit. I was like so happy and everything. And bearing in mind, this guy was so not polite. He was just so rude. For me, I didn't really care. Anytime people are being rude or being so stupid, I just want to get what I want to get and just leave, you get. But I was still very confident. Any question he asks me, I always answer him like straightforward. So I was really still confident. I don't really like people that just like to use their authority to like oppress people. You know, sometimes when you give human beings authority, they just tend to misuse it, like as if I'm the one forcing him to do his job. So after he finally gave me my study permit, I was just so happy that number one, I was getting my study permit, and number two, like I was just done with this guy. Let's set my face first before I continue talking. The powder I'm going to use to set my face is the Too Faced Born This Way powder. So I'm going to be dusting the extra powder off my face and setting the rest of my face as well. There was a part of me that knew that. Still caught by surprise. My friends were already waiting for me at the luggage area because I came with two of my friends, right? And apparently their own process didn't take as long as mine because my office I had two heads, right? When I was done and everything, I went to meet them. One of my friends, he was like, let him see mine and everything. So he saw mine and he saw that I wasn't allowed to work in Canada. I was like, what? I'm not allowed to work? You guys, I did not even look at my own study permit. I just took my study permit and started going. Do you get? I didn't even go through it. So that's one thing, yeah. You have to make sure you look through your document because it's very important, because they might make like very flimsy mistakes, maybe with your name, passport number, all those things. So you have to make sure that all those things are correct. In my own case, they didn't make mistake with my name or date of birth. They made mistake with my working permit. The government of Canada made it a rule that anyone that's going to stay in Canada for more than 8 months is actually allowed to work in Canada. And I was going to stay in Canada for 2 years, right? So obviously I was allowed to work, like legally I was actually allowed to work in Canada, right? So when I saw that, I was so devastated. I was like, oh my god. But luckily I was still in the luggage area, so I could always go back. I decided to go back. I had to go back and meet this guy. Before we continue, I'm going to be bronzing my face, and I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty bronzer, and this is the shade Coconutty. Okay, so as I was saying, just the thought of even going back to meet this guy was already annoying and pissing me off, but I just had to do it. So I just put on my confidence suit like this, So I went back to this guy, and when I went back to him, there was someone else there too, another guy, another student, trying to lay the same complaints to him, the same thing that this guy did to me. He was also like laying the same complaints too to this guy. I went to meet him, right, and I confronted him. I'm like, in my study permit it says I'm not allowed to work and I'm going to be here for more than 8 months. I showed him my visa and everything, so why am I not allowed to work? He was giving me some gibberish, saying something about like, it's not him, it's the government, blah 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 blah. He was just saying a lot of things that I could not even understand at all. And as he was talking to me, he was also talking to the other guy too that was there for the same complaint. And in my head I'm like, but why is it only you that is giving us this issue? Why isn't any other person giving this issue? Do you get? Is it only you that the government has something to do with people not working in Canada? He did not do anything. He said that he can't do anything about it. So I said, okay, no problem. Because now I was new now, I didn't want to, start making an issue there. But I'm telling you, if something like that ever happens to you, it's better for you to spend 10 hours in that airport than for you to spend like 4 to 5 months trying to correct that error, guys. So now I'm going to apply my blush. I'm just going to be using Nubian II Juvias Place, the Morocco shade. So as I was saying, I took the L. I took the L and I left, and that was the biggest mistake I ever made to myself. That was like the worst mistake I could ever make. I won't say I regret it, but it's a mistake that I wish I didn't make. Do you understand? And that's why I'm making this video, so that you don't make those mistakes, right? And I left the airport, so my brother was already waiting for me in the area, right? So I was not like telling him and everything. But one thing I really appreciate about all this that happened was that even though that guy rejected me, I could still see things to be grateful for in that moment, right? So even though he didn't give me my work permit or my study permit, it didn't make me feel down. I was still very happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to see my brother. I'm so happy, you all. Even though they did not give me the distance I wanted, but I'm still happy. I didn't let rejection lead to self-rejection. Was that me? Did I just say that? I didn't let it happen to me at all. All this did not dawn on me until I left Toronto and I came to Thunder Bay. That's when I started trying to find ways to work and everything. Guys, do you know it took me about 4 to 5 months to correct this error? Like 4 to 5 months. And within that 4 to 5 months, I was not able to work in Canada. Like nobody could employ me. So for the first 4 months, I was like stranded. It was a very, very huge issue, guys. It was very, very, very huge. Okay, so let me get my brows done and my eyeshadow done, and we'll continue.
I wish we had stopped crying over things I can't take back. Not yet. Do I ever
I'm going to be using the Maybelline mascara on my lashes.
wishing you the best of life instead?
This is Urban Decay Goldmine eyeliner.
No, I don't wanna go. You know how much I hate sleeping alone. I can never make it on my own.
For my lashes, I'm going to be using the Bob's Flare False Lashes. And I really love how these lashes just like snatch your whole life. They're so, I really know, they're just amped. Like, you're just, see the difference. Just see. Wow. Things that it lasts so long. I've been using it for like a long time now, but it's still going. I'm going to be doing these other eyes right now. And this is the technique I've been using so far, because I don't know, there's just something weird, right, you guys? Like, I can put lashes for people perfectly, but for myself, it's always like a struggle. So when I discovered this method, I'm like, bruh, this is for me. If you're like always having issues putting your own lashes, you should try this. Try putting the lash glue on your lash line first, then popping the lashes on top of it. That's it. I'm gonna set my face with the Morphe setting spray. Okay guys, so I decided to just get done with everything because I was taking too long. So right now I'm just gonna do my lips. I'm gonna be using this lip pencil from Makeupforever to line my lips. And afterwards I'm gonna be using this clear lip gloss. This is from Iman. Okay, and that's it for this makeup look. So now let me take my time and finish my gist with you guys. So now when I came to Thunder Bay, that's when everything really dawned on me that this case was actually a very serious case, because I was thinking it was something I could change in my city. Like I could go to like an office here and change it and all. But that wasn't the case. And thinking about it, yeah, I'm like, this guy was just pure wicked. It was just a pure act of wickedness, because I cannot even just imagine how. And he was the only one, like he was the only officer that was doing those things. So it wasn't like he just made a mistake. It was on purpose. I was pondering on it and thinking about it when I got to my city. I could not even just imagine like why he would do something like that to people coming in. So you have to be very, very careful, and you just have to always check. And one of the mistakes I actually also made was that I shouldn't have left in a hurry. I should have actually gone to meet another officer who could have helped me in a way, because you know, there are also good people in the world. It took me like 4 to 5 months to correct everything. I had to send my documents, and meanwhile during this time I could not get hired anywhere. When I'm trying to apply for a job, there's a section that always says are you legally allowed to work in Canada? So in that part I could not say yes, because I was not actually legally allowed. So that affected my working experience when I newly came to Canada. And I also wanted to mention something. I realized that when coming to Canada, the process for the first time, the process takes a long time, and you might stay in the queue for like 2 hours, 3 hours. So most people don't stay in Toronto, right? They don't like live in Toronto. So Toronto is like a transit. So the tendency of you actually missing your flight is kind of high, because you're nearly coming, they have to process your documents, give you a study permit or your work permit or your PR, whatever they're giving you, right? So it takes longer time. If that happens to you, don't be afraid, because the airline always helps you out. So they will book a flight for you or something, maybe the same day or the next day. If it's the next day, they'll give you like somewhere to stay for the night. I'm saying this because my friend I was with, he was transiting to Ottawa, so he missed his flight going to Ottawa for that evening, right? But they rebooked another flight for him and he went the same day. So yeah, that's just something to also watch, just in case you're not going to stay in Toronto, in case you're just transiting in Toronto, right? And yeah, I hope you guys learned a thing or two from this video, because this is something I've always wanted to talk about, but I didn't just get the opportunity to talk about it. So yeah, I just hope you guys learned something from my experience, because I wouldn't want you to make the same mistake I made. In case you know anyone that is coming to Canada, please share this video with them, because it's something I feel people should know about. Alright guys, I hope this video was as educative as possible, and I hope you learned a thing or two, either from the makeup or from my experience. Either ways, I hope you learned something, and I'll also be leaving the list of every single makeup product I use in the description box, so please check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah. Bye. This light should not mess up with me. Thank you. I feel so yeah,